It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and it, don't tell law in your hands for the right authority. Tell it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, I mean you check. You work for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You part of the boy. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Stop on Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Stop on Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bourgeois Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Randy, what are you thinking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Dad, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion, jump until the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athletes and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, going deep and deeper. Put it to each key.
Chicken says, oh, it's all
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 5, 2025. Good morning and welcome to the program from the Print News on Freedom FM 87.9. And I'm sitting here this morning. My name is Wendell Nimna. Shortly, Esther will join in and the rest of the team there in the USA. So good morning and welcome. All right, so today we have the Inquirer newspaper in our studio. We have the hard copy here and the Front Page Africa hard copy. These are the papers we have on the show today, and we are about to run you through those stories making headlines. But we like to recognize our sponsors: Crime Stoppers Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store on Guerrilla Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. Let's begin with top stories from Front Page Africa. It says, seeking Trump's help, former Monrovia mayor urges U.S. president to intervene in Liberia's crisis. We see the photograph of former city mayor of Monrovia, Jefferson T. Koji, and the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. They are photographed here on the top stories. Legal controversy, Peach Ability released from detention again after Supreme Court Justice intervention. All right, it says legal controversy. Peach Ability released from detention again after Supreme Court Justice's intervention. And then lastly, for top stories, avoid waste. Experts warn against hiring new railway operator without sound economic justification. So we get to the big stories, and it says Senate summons Justice Minister Twe, rival Methodist churches, leaders over ongoing dispute, seeking clarity. For a while, it has been reported that the United Methodist Church is divided into 2 factions, allegedly over the acceptance and rejection of same-sex marriage in the church. This confusion escalated to the point of police intervention on Sunday, March 2, 2025, resulting into temporary detention of one of the country's known clergymen, Reverend Jerry Cola Jr., Wellington Gibbon Smith, Senator, Rivers County. Let's take a few lines from the story. Let's get a few lines from that story. I'm trying to make my way there. Okay, yes, I'm there. And let's begin reading. It says here, the Liberian Senate has decided to probe the ongoing crisis within the United Methodist Church following concerns about its stance on same-sex marriage. The situation has caused confusion within the Christian community and raised questions about the government's position on the issue. The tension escalated last Sunday after the leadership of the UNC removed several senior pastors sparking protests across the country. Local Methodist Church leaders expressed dissatisfaction with Bishop Samuel Quayer's alleged backtracking on the church's previous opposition to regional efforts to promote same-sex marriages in UMC churches worldwide. In response to the turmoil, the Liberia National Police Support Unit was deployed to several UMC locations in Plebo, Maryland, Kakata, Magibi, and Montserrat to prevent worshippers from gathering. Several pastors, including Reverend Jerry Kula of the 72nd United Methodist Church, were briefly detained while a vehicle belonging to a reassigned pastor was damaged. In protest against the UMC's endorsement of regionalization, some churches have broken away and renamed themselves the Global United Methodist Church, GMC. On Tuesday, March 3, the Liberian Senate took action by inviting Minister of Justice Oswald Twe and leaders from both the UMC and GMC to appear before its Joint Committee on Internal Affairs, Peace and Reconciliation, National Security, and Judiciary. The session is scheduled for Thursday, March 5. That should be March 6. All right. Thursday, March 6, to address the issue and investigate the matter. The Senate's intervention follows concerns raised by Senator Wellington Gibbon Smith of Riverside County, who described the situation as a potential conflict within Liberia's Christian community, particularly within the UMC. In his communication, which Front Page Africa obtained, Senator Smith noted that the church division over the acceptance of same-sex marriage, citing police intervention and temporary detention of Reverend Kula, Senator Smith emphasized that Liberia has not legalized same-sex marriage, and the country's laws, including the Constitution, do not support it. He raised concerns that the ongoing division in the UMC, along with the government's silence on the matter, might imply tacit endorsement of same-sex marriage or a violation of the country's laws. He urged the Minister of Justice to clarify whether same-sex marriage is being practiced within the church and whether the government's silence is inadvertently endorsing or violating the Constitution. Montserrat County Senator Abraham Dillon also filed a motion for the Senate to investigate the issue, describing it as a serious security concern. He called for prompt action to prevent further violence, like the altercation seen at UMC churches over the weekend. The Senate Joint Committee is expected to submit its report back to the full Senate next Tuesday. Under Liberian law, same-sex marriage is illegal. Article 9 of the Domestic Relations Law defines marriage as a civil contract between man and woman. All right, so that's the story there, and let's get to more stories on the front page of Front Page Africa. Another story here says, request to recall House delegates from ECOWAS Parliament faces strong opposition in floor debate. We would not circumvent our rule. The act clearly stipulates that once a member subscribes the oath, their own country hasn't got any right to recall the member. So, I want to categorically state here that the very clause in the Supplementary Act of 2016 should not be circumvented, and the members of the Parliament of Liberia who have subscribed the oath of ECOWAS Parliament should not be recalled by their home country. So we plead to our colleagues and the leadership of this House that these members of Parliament from Liberia who have subscribed the oath of office should retain, and no internal politics should influence the decision of this parliament. Honorable Abdul Kabo, Sierra Leone delegate. And folks, this is very interesting. Let's continue. It says, whatever happens in any country, that country has no right to direct the speaker or recall a member except this assembly. It is very clear in our rules. So when member or somebody writes a letter recalling a member, Madam Speaker, this is not something you should even look at because it is not right. Who is saying this? Nigeria delegate Mohammed Ali Ndumi. The reason why the speaker is still claiming to be speaker is based on the Constitution. The Constitution has mandated the speaker to be the speaker. If other comes in and say we should bring our own speaker, that should not be accepted here. The whole issue here is about moral. As Honorable Snow said, there was time when the issue happened. He said based on moral, he resigned. But the guy refused to resign. He is the current speaker, Sheriff Sarr of Gambia. So we'll take few lines from the story. Very interesting. Let's take few lines from there. The call by the majority bloc speaker, Richard Cohn, to recall Liberian parliamentarians from the ECOWAS parliament was a key topic for discussion during Tuesday's session at the ECOWAS parliament, with parliamentarians from various countries urging the speaker to disregard Cohn's request and retain the current Liberian representatives. Last week, the majority bloc in the Liberian Senate of Representatives elected 3 new lawmakers to represent Liberia at the ECOWAS parliament, effectively replacing key allies of embattled Speaker Fonati Kofa. The move, which followed a white ballot election, has been seen as part of a growing power struggle within the House of Representatives over control of Liberia's representation at the regional body. The new delegates elected by the majority bloc include Mama Briggs Mensa, Bon County District 6, Augustine Chiawolo, Lofa County District number 5, and Samson Q. Wea, Sano County District 2. They replaced Reverend Samuel Enders, Ta Wongbe, who were appointed under Speaker Kofa's leadership. The decision to replace the representative follows a ruling by the majority bloc, led by Cohn, which invalidated the previous appointments and called for a fresh election. Lawmakers Johnson S. Williams and James Colley had formally challenged the validity of Kofa's appointments, claiming they were made unilaterally and without plenary approval, violating legislative procedures. Despite the majority bloc's decision, many lawmakers, both current and former, have expressed opposition to the recall, citing ECOWAS Rule 5. The rule specifies that once a member of the ECOWAS Parliament has taken the oath of office, their country cannot recall them except in specific circumstances such as resignation, incapacity, or misconduct. It is not possible to replace your representative once they have taken their oath, unless they are no longer a member of that body or the body that sent them, one lawmaker said, requesting anonymity. ECOWAS Rule 5 states that a representative's mandate lasts for 4 years, and once a member has taken the oath, they cannot be removed or replaced unless they no longer meet the requirements or are removed for gross misconduct. Liberia's senior most representative at the ECOWAS Parliament, Senator Snow, has openly opposed the recall, warning that ECOWAS operates independently and it is not bound by the decisions of individual member states. The ECOWAS Parliament is governed by its own rules, and not even the current ECOWAS chairman, Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can enforce such a recall. Snow said he urged Liberian President Joseph Boakai to stay out of the controversy, warning that the dispute should not be used for political retribution. On Tuesday, the ECOWAS Parliament officially acknowledged the receipt of a communication from the Liberian House of Representatives regarding the replacement of Liberia's representative at the regional body. CON had instructed the chief clerk to communicate the decision to the ECOWAS Parliament, and the letter was confirmed by Hawa Bello Aliyu, the committee clerk, who said the letter would be forwarded to the Secretary General of the ECOWAS Parliament. During the session, Honorable Abdul Kabo of Sierra Leone emphasized the importance of adhering to ECOWAS rules, stating that once a representative takes the oath of office, their home country has no right to recall them. I want to categorically state here that the very clause in the Supplementary Act of 2016 should not be circumvented, and the members of parliament from Liberia who have subscribed the oath should not be recalled by their home country, Cabo said. But let's leave it right here and send controls to Esther. But before we do, let's just run through quickly and see what we can take from a few headlines. It says here, World Bank and Swedish, that's World Bank and Swedish and British embassies and site visit in Ganta, Nima County. EPA Executive Director urges environmental evaluators to focus on sustainability. And government EU signed US that's 21.3 million for Spotlight Initiative and support measure. And then the Ministry of Health recalls Delano Colley as Grand Cape County Health Administrator. So far, so good. Those are all the stories. Let's run to Esther to bring us the Daily Observer.
Right, Wendell, thank you so much. We have the Inquirer, not the Daily Observer. We're so used to the Daily Observer.
You see there? Sometimes through that old age.
Exactly. And so the Inquirer is on my desk, and this is the top story. We uphold Liberia's image, serve with integrity, says Boakai. Commissions contact orders. And this is right here. We see the photograph of the President of the Republic of Liberia and those commissioned officers. President Joseph Boakai has urged newly commissioned diplomats to represent Liberia with dedication, integrity, and a profound sense of national pride. Speaking during the commission ceremony held at the Executive Mansion on March 4, 2025, President Boakai emphasized that diplomacy is not merely a temporary role, but a lifelong commitment to serving the country's interest. According to him, diplomats carry the image of their nation. No other nation can build Liberia for us. It is our responsibility, President Boakai stated. He reminded the appointees that public office is not about personal ambition, but about serving the Liberian people who have placed their trust in them. President Boakai underscored the importance of effective representation on the global stage. We'll leave you here and look up more stories this morning. How much NEC requested for NIMA by-election is a question as access to information spikes. How much NEC requested for NIMA by-election as access to information spikes? The National Elections Commission is said to be facing serious criticism for its lack of transparency regarding the budget for the upcoming Nima County senatorial by-election slated for April of this year, 2025. With public concerns and speculation mounting, the commission stated The discussions surrounding the budget are nearing completion, with 99.9% of the discussions already finalized. NEC, established to oversee and ensure free, fair, and transparent electoral process in Liberia, has amended to provide clear and accessible information regarding its operation, including budgetary projections, among others. But the Commission's recent silence on Nima County by-election budget has sparked frustration among stakeholders who are eager to understand how public funds are being utilized. However, through the chairperson of the by-election steering committee, page 10 got a completion. Let's bring some more lines. Commissioner Leo Bassi Kengwa refrained from disclosing specific figures or details, leaving many citizens and stakeholders in the dark. The upcoming by-election in Lima is necessitated by the death of former Senator Prince Yomi Johnson, which side event occurred on November 28, 2024, and following his burial on January 17, 2025. The Liberian Senate officially notified the NEC of the vacancy. In the line with the Constitution, Nima County, known for its rich cultural heritage and strategic importance, has historically been the battleground for political parties, making upcoming election a focal point for both local and national interest and a path road for the 2029 elections. It can be recalled that on February 17, 2025, it was reported that the NEC submitted a budget of over US 2.5 million for the upcoming April 22nd, 2025 Nima County senatorial by-election, raising concerns over its realism and transparency. According to the information gathered, multiple sources from within the commission further described the budget as excessive and unjustified, particularly when compared to the US 1.7 million spent on the 2024 senatorial by-election in the same county. On Monday, February 10, 2025, NEC co-chairperson Tablet Reeves reaffirmed that the commission is constitutionally required under Article 37 of the Liberian Constitution to conduct the election within 90 days, setting the date for April 22nd, 2025. But let's leave you here, and we have a lot of other stories to look at this morning. Comply with new licensing requirements. Engineering president urges our colleagues comply with new licensing requirements. Engineering president urges colleagues, and this is right here on the front page of the Inquirer. You grab a copy to read that. Government key on addressing Liberia's electricity woes as LEC signs agreements with CI Energy's CIE. And this is right here on the front page of this paper. Let's bring it to the back page 14. At Jasper Grant UMC, that is the United Methodist Church, 14 charged with multiple crimes. Okay. At Jasper Grant UMC, 14 charged with multiple crimes. Let's see. The Plebo Magisterial Court is currently holding a trial involving 14 members of Jasper Grant United Methodist Church who have been charged with multiple crimes, including disorderly conduct, simple assault, and gross insubordination. The complaint filed on March 3rd, 2025 by Reverend Shirley Perkins, District Superintendent of Cape Palmas, UMC, and lay reader Clara George Ave, the plaintiff, have taken a case to the Plebo Magisterial Court seeking justice for alleged acts of disorderly conduct, simple assault, and gross insubordination committed by 14 senior members of the Jasper Grant United Methodist Church in Plebo. According to the raid, the following individuals commanded to be arrested were Abel S. Weiser, Maria Sibo, Alex Wider, Augustine G. Dumo, Esther Crancia, and we have Roosevelt Tamar, Thomas Nimian Blamar, Sharif, Henry Williams, Shalif Gray, Charles Williams, Francis K. Harris, Augustine Kra, and Joseph C. Blayon. They are to be brought forth with before the Plebo City Magisterial Court Plebo City, Plebo Southern District, Maryland County, Liberia, to answer charges of disorderly conduct, simple assault, and gross insubordination. Let's look at this story. It says Qatar Fund for Development donates to server in Liberia as Muslims observe Holy Ramadan. Qatar Fund for Development donates server in Liberia as Muslims observe Holy Ramadan. This is at the back page, and we have this final story. LERC suspends unauthorized LEC's expanded connection fee. LERC suspends unauthorized LEC's expanded connection fee. Okay, it says the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission, okay, has commenced the suspension of the unauthorized expanded connection service fee charged by the Liberia Electricity Corporation. The expedited connection fee of US 150 being charged by LEC is not authorized and does not comply with the regulations set forth by the Commission. The Commission has further mandated the LEC immediately cease the collection of these unauthorized fees from customers seeking expedited connections in line with its decision. The Commission has also initiated an investigation to assess the legality of the expanded connection service fees and to determine the basis on which LEC has been charging a fee that was not approved by the Commission. We are committed to ensuring that electricity services are affordable and accessible to all Liberians. Anthony Clark Edward Toomey, the second acting chairman of the board commissioners, this commitment to protecting consumers, and ensuring that all utility charges are fair and transparent. The Commission has also called for a meeting with the management of LEC to discuss this matter and ensure that LEC complies with the Commissioner's directive. Meanwhile, the Commission is cautioning utilities to refrain from imposing unauthorized fees on customers for the supply of services. The Commission will continue to monitor compliance and take appropriate action against any utility found to be in violation. This is good. This is very good news for all of us, because when these things have been regulated, LEC cannot come to you and tell you this is a sole property or sole ownership of LEC, but you pay money to acquire it.
Okay.
Now, someone meter is stolen. If the person acquire a new meter and your stuff is rating on it, you pay for it, Wanda. It's not for free. So why is the person paying that money when it's your own? You are a sole ownership of it. So you have to explain to all of us concerning that.
Okay, so thank you there, Esther Daku, for that reading of the Inquirer newspaper. Let's recap those stories Esther and I brought you this morning from the Front Page Africa newspaper and the Inquirer. So we started this morning with the front page, and these are stories we brought you. Seeking Trump's help, former Monrovia mayor urges U.S. president to intervene in Liberia's crisis. And another story says legal controversy, Peaceability released from detention again after Supreme Court justice's intervention. And lastly, for top story, avoid waste. Experts warn against hiring new railway operator without sound economic justification. And these are the banner headlines. Senate summons Justice Minister Twe and rival Methodist Church leaders over ongoing dispute, seeking clarity. For a while, it has been reported that the United Methodist Church is divided into factions, allegedly over the acceptance and rejection of same-sex marriage in the church. This confusion escalated to the point of police intervention on Sunday, March 2, 2025, resulting in the temporary detention of one of the country's known clergymen, Reverend Jerry Kula Jr. And another story says request to recall House delegates from ECOWAS Parliament faces strong opposition in floor debate. We would not circumvent our rule. This is the position of ECOWAS And these are all the stories we brought to you. World Bank and Swedish, that's the World Bank, Swedish and British embassies and visit in Ganta, Nema County. And another story says EPA, that's the Environmental Protection Agency Executive Director, urges environmental evaluators to focus on sustainability. And for health, Ministry of Health recalls the Lionel Colley as Grand Cape County Health Administrator. And then lastly, for the front page Africa newspaper, government and EU signed $21.3 million for Spotlight Initiative and support measure. And that does it for the front page Africa newspaper. Let's run to the Inquirer that was brought by Esther. Uphold Liberia's image and serve with integrity, says Boaka, Commissions, Conte, and others. How much NEC requested for Nima by election as access to information sparks? Comply with new licensing requirements. Engineering president urges colleagues. And government keen on addressing Liberia's electricity woes as LEC signs agreement with CI Energies and CRE. To the back page, at Jasper Grant UMC, 14 charged with multiple crimes. Qatar Fund for Development donates to several in Liberia as Muslims observe Holy Ramadan. And then lastly, for the Inquirer newspaper, LERC suspends unauthorized LEC's expedited connection fee. All right, so these are all the stories. Let's catch up with our break. When we come back, we take our talking points. The program is from the Print News on Freedom FM 87.9. Today is March 5, 2025. So let's go for our break and then we'll be right back.
It's about music. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hands for the right authority. And they can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. You work for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must part of report. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushwa Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us mayoba, mayoubahs @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Randy, what you thinking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more provide, so we start to talk. Come on, so go deep and deeper. Put in to each.
And those of you having your wedding reception, you having some kind of get together, you know, like you're having a birthday party, you're having, you know, some kind of, get together. And you're looking for a place to get drinks, non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages for cheaper price.
Mhm.
Well, just grab or you make your way to Exodus Best Price Store. They have 2 branches. One is on the Old Road, Smart Road Junction. The head branch is down Gurley Street, just before you get to the graveyard. All right, they are right there, and so it's just easy for you. You want to get wholesale, retail for cheaper price. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you. And we also want to let you know that Crime Stoppers is bringing safety to our doors, telling us to keep our community free of crimes. And last but not the least is one of the giants in the importation and distribution of petroleum products on the Liberian market, Mayoba and Sons Incorporated. So Esther, let's talk about some of the things we read this morning. So I don't know, let me give you the time to, take the lead. But I have a different, view this morning, and I want to speak about, the folks that are in the cycle of the president. But let me give you some time to talk about this LEC thing that you were talking about before we went for our break.
Thank you so much, Montel. I don't know. Okay, I don't have a headphone. I see.
No, right?
Okay, so Wendell, first of all, the commission, I think what they're trying to do now is going to be helpful for the rest of the citizens. When we look at the issue of LEC, already it's expensive. Wendell, I'll tell you for a fact, the LEC is expensive. Looking at how much the majority of your population earns, per month or per day, the current is expensive. The least you can buy is $5 US. And when you buy that $5 US, you use nothing much on it. Because if you have appliances to, plug and all of that, it is not easy. I understand that you want to say, first of all, when you have appliances, it means you got money and all of that. But no, it helps to make work easier for us. Doesn't mean that we have the money, but we want to make life easier for us. The work cannot be progressing, and we continue to lag behind using cold parts, just because you want to drink tea, you gotta go left fire. And all of that. The calculator helps, and a lot of other things that people trying to transition for. It is expensive. So let's come to the issue of sole ownership. We had a serious debate some part of last year when LEC posted on their Facebook page telling us that these things that we have at our homes, they are a sole ownership of LEC. Then it comes to my mind like, I paid for everything.
What do they mean? They want to say
Exactly. And it's written on it, Wendell. They wrote it. It's inscripted on it that it's a sole ownership of them. So now the question here is, okay, before LEC came to my house, I paid $150 US. Since my house is now on the main street, they had to come in the community to do it. There was no pole planted because there was already a pole. I just needed a wire to run to my house, and maybe the meter, and how you got it? ICU or CIU, the CIU, and you'll be able to put the money in when you buy the money. Now, if I pay all of that money, how is it your property, LEC? So now, what I try to explain is maybe the workmanship comes from the $150. The wire comes from the $150. So the meter is not for you. Then what comes to my mind now is, okay, we agree. So what if my meter got issued? People can steal. In my community, 2 persons there, a meter was stolen, Wendell. I don't know what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, you will not be running back and forth with LEC people to get you a meter. At the end of the day, you get on power theft, which is wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is,
now you want a new meter, you have to buy it, not free.
Well, how?
But right, it should be free.
How do you buy a new meter when the first one, your name was registered to it?
Exactly.
How do you go to get another one?
So I don't know, when people steal the meter, how do they even use it?
Yeah, because your name is already into the system.
Right.
That, once you take your complaint there that my meter was stolen, LEC asks you for your information. It's there in your data.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anybody that is using that meter,
right,
it should register to LEC.
Yes, that's so using the meter.
Yeah. So, these are some of the things when we talk, people say, oh, look, I am telling you, LEC is part and parcel of the power theft.
Of course, they are.
Look, I was somewhere the other day, and this is a guy who I know. He does contract for LEC. He's not a permanent employee for LEC. All right. But this guy went and in my presence, this guy collected huge sum of money from some Lebanese guys. So I was like, but this guy, these people are supposed to go pay this money to, the bank, or go take it to LEC customer service and pay. If they're using LEC facilities, you're not supposed to pay to an individual,
right?
So I saw them paying, that kind of money to the guy. I was like, Esther, I started telling this guy, I started following, because this is a guy who I know. And most of the time when I see him around, I will call 1 or 2 persons to ask, who is this guy? Is it Bob? That the people in there? So LEC is contributing to power theft. There are guys within the system who, is doing this power theft thing. Because, like, to your point, right? You already bought your meter, your name is registered on the meter, and your meter got stolen. It's already in the system. So if you take your complaint to LEC and say my meter got stolen,
Mm.
LEC is supposed to know that, oh, this meter is not on, the meter is on.
Mhm.
So when the meter is on, who is this person using the meter? LEC is supposed to trace that person.
Exactly.
So it's a difficult task for us.
Mhm.
It's a difficult thing for us.
Exactly. Because first of all, you must have a measure in place.
Mhm.
If there's no measure in place, if someone is using the meter, you should block it, right?
Yeah.
It's a way to block it.
Yeah.
And it discourages people from stealing meter, because you know when you steal meter, definitely
Mhm.
nobody will buy it from you.
Yeah.
Because if I buy a stolen meter, LEC will block it.
Mhm.
If a complaint is being, carried to LEC that this is my meter, this is the number, and so happened, and then nobody will be stealing meters around here.
Except where you
Even
living.
when you build it
Mhm.
on a wall, they will bust it and take it out.
Mhm. Except where you live in a rental house, and LEC is in that house, and you're trying to relocate. Maybe the next person was coming into that, because you're not going to take the meter along.
Exactly.
All right. Except where you're going, there is, power, the LEC, is there. Maybe you can have your meter removed because your name is registered to it.
Well, first of all,
But
Joe,
if there is meter there, all right, if there is meter there, because every home that is being connected, you get a meter.
of course.
So you cannot be
But I
moving.
think
Yeah,
Joe,
let me let my thoughts on
Okay,
this. You
go ahead.
cannot be leaving from one point to another and you take along your meter.
No.
So you will have to tell the person who is coming there to say, look, this meter, this is the information for this meter. So when you go into your own house now, how do you do it? That's the thing.
Yes, my recommendation.
Because my name is already on my meter. Take, for instance, Wendell Nimna is registered to my meter. And I'm in a rental house, leaving this rental house to go to my own house, I need a meter there with my name.
Of course.
So how does it work? So I think we need to get some of the folks from LEC to come and explain to us.
So yes, what I think. Joe. First of all, if you are a renter in a house, you should not be responsible for LEC. The person who owns their house is responsible to make sure that LEC is in the house, because I cannot come and rent place from you. For example, you cannot be renting a 2-bedroom apartment for $150 US and there's no electricity. You should be able to provide that for me, because first of all, I'm not moving in a house that there's no electricity in it. So it is the landlord's responsibility to have electricity in his or her home, so that whatever LEC is doing, it is registered in that landlord name, so that when you are leaving, you take his property over to him. The next person who comes in the house, like the house I'm in currently, they did everything. So I was moving in the house and they gave me the meter number. I said, this is the meter number. When you want to put money in the meter, this is it.
Okay,
And
so all
that's
you
how
do
we
now,
it.
you just
I
buy
recharge.
yourself and
And so the
recharge.
day I'm moving out of his house, I gave his card back to him. The next
Okay.
person comes, he gave us I think that's the best way to handle that.
That's a good way to do it. But in our country here, tenants and landlords and landladies, you just name it. We don't have a set rules. People, we don't have a set rules. But Esther, my attention this morning is drawn to, just a few days ago, the president had a cabinet meeting. And when you go for cabinet meetings, there are certain things you need to be bold to speak out. All right? Because the cabinet meeting is to talk about the progress and challenges of the government. So take, for instance, the other day we saw the president delivering the SONA and mentioning the issue about bag of rice being sold for $2,500. So who got that information to the president? Who got that information to the president that a bag of rice is being sold for $2,500? So when you have to give the president the basic commodity prices. So even if the president wanted to speak about a political commodity, he knows exactly the price of that commodity on the Liberian market. But you cannot be selling a bag of 25 kg rice for $3,600 or $3,700. and then you allow the president in his SONA to go and put their $2,500.
And that's why I was saying, Wendell, he had the strength, he had all of the strength to get all the information that he had President Weah was using a private jet. I was 4 years old
Mhm.
when people a pirate told him extending into the sea. He was using something that was way 30 some more years.
Yeah.
So how did he get all the information when he know about rest? You empower, you know about rest.
Yeah.
Right? How?
So
Explain to us, make it make sense.
So I don't know
Because
what
I mean,
when they go for these meetings, what are the sources?
whether they lie to him, I
Yeah.
don't know how you get your
Because you
information.
cannot
Ah.
misinform the president. You cannot. So in serious country, the commerce minister or whosoever provided that information, or the advisor on economic affairs, or you just name it, should be booted out of the system. Because you make the president to come and lie. Can you imagine? That was a big shame on the part of the president, where the bag of rice, 25 kg, is sold for 3,000 plus. Then you allow in the president's SONA that the entire world is going to be listening to put their $2,500. So I just don't want to believe that the president, is being giving all of the right information.
Mhm.
What are they giving the right information? And when he goes to bed, he wake up the next morning, it slipped off his head. But when people go for cabinet meetings, these are things that you need to stand up to the face of. I don't know why people are so. People behave like cowards when they're in the midst of certain people.
Okay.
If the president called the education minister, come and provide information to me. How's the education system? What are the challenges? What are the progress being made? You provide us information. When he calls the minister of finance, he asks the same thing. Why yet the people have not taken pay? It's 2 months now, and money was available for salaries. Well, you provide information.
Mhm.
These are the
Exactly.
things that people go to cabinet meeting and discuss.
Right.
But when they go for cabinet meeting, as soon as the president told them, everybody say yes. As soon as sometimes you need to tell the president, no, Mr. President, what you said, it didn't go down well with the people. Like the issue of this people registering guns. The president was not specific in his executive order 141. He was not specific. He only said, go and register your guns and make sure you register. You go to the Small Arms Commission, you go to the Liberia National Police and get your license to operate a gun. It was not specified in that executive order that we read. So there are certain people within the president's cycles that are, making the president to look bad. So, I mean, it just speaks to the fact that the whole meeting, when they go for the whole meeting, it can just be like when Joseph Barker talked, nobody can talk again. Knowing the fact that you got a lot of things that the president is doing is not right. You don't want to say it to the president because you're afraid that you might lose your job. If the president can ready reason, you sit with the president and tell the president, Mr. President, we cannot do it this way. You have to justify to the president why we cannot do it this way. No, Mr. President, if we do it this way, it's going to have a negative effect. So we cannot do it like that. It doesn't work like that, Mr. President. Then Mr. President, who is a good listener, will sit there and say, so how do you think we can do it? What's the best way? What's the way forward? Then you provide the information to the president.
Mm.
But most of the people, when they go to the meeting, they just sit there and they don't say nothing. So the president will come up with a lot of misinformation.
Somebody say, hey, Patrick, give me low. So that Clarence.
It's
Clarence, how you know that? You
everybody
can
is-
charge the man, Patrick.
It's serious. I don't know what is the president. He doesn't
Okay.
have that intellectual class that can speak the fact to him. Everybody afraid because if I tell the president the right thing, the president will fire me. I don't want to believe so. The justice minister, he one of the persons that can agree and disagree with the president. And any other president, look, Mr. President, we cannot do it this way. We cannot do it this way. I was sitting with one former government official yesterday, and you know, I was opportune to sit in that man's gathering, and he was sharing some things with us about the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. How when they go out, you know what the man said? He said the woman was a good listener. She was a good listener because you know why? She was always willing to learn. So when they go to cabinet meeting, they will sit there and say, "No, Miss President or Madam President, we cannot do it this way. This is how we do it." So even when they go for conferences, out of the country, what she does is that after the conference, when they go back to their various hotels and stuff like that, she will send her protocol and say, "Look, call Esther for me, call Oliver Kahn for me, call Abu Sharif for me. I want to meet them tonight." And they will go and discuss. And they will share ideas. The person just said that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was always a good listener. And she would always ask them, "What did I do that, did not go down well with you people? Let's hear, how can we move about it? How can we do it?" She was always in the environment of learning. But the other president, what would get by, I don't know whether when they tell him something, when he goes to bed and wake up the next morning, it pop off his head. Because his brain is going down. That's nature. That means say, and that the vice president say,
exactly.
We know some 90-year-old people that are stay strong and running companies around the world.
Right.
They stay strong. They make sound decisions. But how about a country, man? See what is unfolding in our country. We're running a country, and you have a speaker who is not being recognized. He's taking people, sending them to ECOWAS. ECOWAS said, "We do not recognize you as a speaker." Even when you send people here, when they can't take off, they fall on our jurisdiction, not the country jurisdiction anymore. So if y'all won't take any kind of decision except for misconduct or incapacitation, and you just name it, that's the only way. But when the people is working effectively and you just jump up because one thing you say you don't like that, you want to move, you can't do that. No, we're not going to subscribe to
that's
that.
how the people want to run this country when they're since Baka is in power and the speaker and the so-called speaker is a unity party man. So all of them, they just run with the country the way they want to run with it. Sign some things, some PUCAS agreements and all
Go
of that.
in District 11. I think you live in that district.
I live in District 11 right now.
Okay. I know you know what's up, right? Ask the people, Richard Kuhn, what Richard Kuhn has done for that district.
People voted Richard Kuhn on party mandate. That was the only thing that helped him in that district. I'll tell you for a fact. Party mandate. If it wasn't for party mandate,
Richard Kuhn went to Newcretown the other day, telling the people the reason they went against Fonati Kofa because Fonati Kofa did not make him a chairman of Ways, Means, and Finance. So the day everything is so moved, man, you're selecting your own people and doing things. Can you imagine in the public to make such a statement? No time, Esther. Let's take a few calls and so we can go. Let's get to our comment section first, and then we take calls.
Okay, let's have some comments. We have Stanley Sharif. He says, "I'm watching from Burrillville City." It's a wonder, Stanley. You read long paragraph of in the read. We have Cecilia Massacre. I'm sure he's busy. Cecilia Massacre is watching from Norway. We have Samuel E. Colley says, "I'm watching from United Nations Drive." And we have Mary Tule. She says, "Good morning. I'm happy to be following you from New Georgia Estate." We have Yasa Sharif. She says, "Good morning, Freedom Family." And we have Clarence Dwyer says, "Esther, thanks." Okay, thank you too. And we have Eric P. Judge Jr. says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching the show from Mark Gibby." We have Clarence again. He says, "Rebel leader Richard Kuhn will continue to receive lashes from us for as long as he chooses to be like a cow. Your so-called speakership is only limited to Liberia. Honor a man who people thought he was a responsible man. Maybe you don't understand the work of the ECOWAS, idiot." And then we have Decent Papa says, Bar Bamarch Paba watching from Burrville. We have Mobile Besas watching. He said, thank you, brother. We have Clarence Dwyer says, I think the government should increase the police budget to enable them to buy more guns because any attempt by those irresponsible boys and girls who call themselves lawmakers to sign same-sex marriage, Gregory Coleman will definitely enjoy himself killing people because we will not allow it. And then Mohammed Mariama J. Sharif says, good morning, Wendell, Esther, and the peace-loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching from our Mamadi Diakite Intellectual Forum in Jacobtown, St. Francis community. You light a candle and you use it to burn a house. Arson. You light a candle and it burn a house. In what? Incendiary. And rescue police IG express embarrassed them all. What else would they say now? And then we have Clarence again says, sometimes Joseph Walker battery can be very low. That's why he always talking trash. We said the Ministry of Justice should investigate the 15 billion and 3 missing boys, but he forgot to mention the death of the South African businessman from Boulevard Palace Hotel. Progress Orita Johnson says the Justice Minister was even clapping when the president said they are going to investigate the 3 missing boys when the police IG in the same clapper in Chief Justice Minister closed the case of the 3 missing boys. We have Massa Formula. He says she says your money or, and then we have Emmanuel Jerbo. He says, good afternoon, Freedom FM. My name is Emmanuel Jerbo, and I'm watching you from Grand Bassa District number 1, John Logan Town. So far, Windy, these are all of the comments we have. Let's engage our audience now with the calls.
Okay.
Call us on 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Those of you following us from the diaspora, not from Liberia, please, we will not take calls, local calls on that line. Plus 231 886 500 104. Those are the numbers you can reach us out on.
All right, let's begin the calls. Let's take our first caller here. Good afternoon. Yes, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. You have a minute. Go ahead.
No long talks. I just want to say we'll just continue talking until we reach 2029 because the body are rebel government. Anything they say, they're only want to kill our people.
All right, thank you very much. Let me take this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're live on Freedom Radio from the Print News. I'm Winda. I'm here with Esther. You're joining us from where? All right, let's hear you. Have 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you for the topic of discussion. Well, you know, when you have irresponsible people serving as leader in country, now what can happen? So only you have this information, impressive information, they are improving. But then because they want to arrest in involvement, all we track the public. Everybody is talking about waking up cases that have been dead. But the new one that is creating that is causing the other one is killed deliberately. That is possible. You don't care about it to be unchecked. Yeah, there are issues. By discussing things that are not in place. But his brain is going that on the new vice president. So thank you.
Thank you. And I like this caller the way he put it. You know, Joseph Boakai is digging up cases that have been dead. He's trying to bring them alive, and things happening on his watch. He's not speaking to it. So we stay here. Let's entertain your calls. You can call us on 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. And the female line is 0770297016. The WhatsApp line for those of you outside Liberia is +231 886 500 104. Let's talk to you, this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the Print News.
Yeah, I'm always going to call it.
Go ahead. Let's hear you. A minute.
Don't use for this country you're doing well for us. But I don't know how you get it. wrong we did to God that you have to swear us with the kind of this is a complete embarrassment for us. That's why it's not going anywhere. We will the question on the day. Yeah, we don't get on the street and money. So it's a failure, but it's a successful failure. Nothing good has ever happened on the one. Nothing good. I don't know how they are to swear, man. But thank you, man.
Thank you. We need to talk about, the ills in our country. Like we said on our platform, Esther and I, whenever this government does good, we sit here and we tell you. When they do bad, they simply will sit and tell you.
Exactly.
We're not selective in our, presentation. That, the government doing some good things, we hide it. Like we told you, the Rabotsfield Highway project is a continuation by this government. That project was initiated by the previous government. The Bourgeois Island Road construction that is ongoing, that contract was signed by the previous government. And except for us to see a signature project from Joseph Boakai, I haven't seen a signature project yet from this president until it can be proven. Until it can be proven.
Yeah.
The president coming up to say all of the street lights and all of these things need to be on and blah, blah, blah. That it's the same thing they were criticizing yesterday. Oh, they put fly light on, they say they put street light. But these are the very street lights now.
And one thing we do,
I don't understand. We play dirty politics in this country too much.
I've observed from my end there. I think they are patching the roads on my end there, the Bannersville.
The patch,
even from Timaika Junction to go inside. They are working around that end.
Yeah. I passed around there the other day while going to sympathize with the Walter Anderson family.
Right, sure.
Yeah, so let's continue the cause. Call us and make your contribution. Because what we are saying here is a reality. We're not hiding anything. You are saying you're seeing what is happening. We saw what happened the other day on the Capitol, where the lawmaker vehicle was being broken into, and we saw police that's supposed to be protecting lives and property. The police was there aiding and abetting the process. Let's talk to this person. Hello. Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine.
Go ahead. Your name and where you calling from?
George Tamara calling from IPRC community.
Let's hear you, George. You have a minute. Go ahead. Then we'll take Joseph Colley.
Oh, yes. I just want to government is doing very well now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You said the government is doing very well now, right?
yeah, the government is doing well.
Okay, tell us some of the good things the government is doing. At least we can learn from you today.
One is concerning our rules, constructions, it is on the how do you call it?
You will call it today, oh. You will call it.
So I just have to call it.
But you will call it. Are you the one telling her? What about for your hands though?
We have easy room.
Don't waste our time. Let's go to Joseph Colley. You call, you must make sure you have information to flow. Joe Colley, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Hi, brother Wendell and Sis Esther, and then to our Liberian people. You see, the man said he came to dance with the devil. The devil is chaotic. With the devil, you got drugs cartel, you got stealing, you got killing, you got robbery, and that's just what is going on. And the whole purpose, Liberian people know how nothing to think about is to bring their old man. Let me tell you, even here we who are working, even in construction, electric work, almost every 6 months there is upgrade. You have a seminar, you have workshop, to educate you, because there are new things that are coming. You need to be informed about it. But they know who got a degree that almost everybody in the house, Senator Wild, they were not even born. That's the whole thing we still dealing with, my people. No, man, I tell you, God bless us, because it's tough, man. Take good care, brother. God bless you all.
Thank you, Joe Colley. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, darling.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Good
David
afternoon.
King, the Pro Defender.
Thank you.
Do we still have the Pro Defenders around? Because we can bet
Yeah,
we can.
we are still around, and but we are carrying different layers this time around.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
think
good.
part of the messages we preach during that time, and people did not believe then, it is now started to resonate with our people.
Okay.
And this is why most of the time, some people who we spoke with yesterday, even this morning, I had an encounter with a brother who said to me, "Brother, I wronged you. Sorry. The same way we took you up, we bring you back 2029. The old man's a complete failure. Okay, the choice is yours. But overall, this brother who just dropped the line with you, he was on Judah Jazz show yesterday, and he said a lot of good things the government doing, the government building road, and Judah had to say, name some of the good things. And he was stuttering, he couldn't say anything, and Judah said, my man, leave the land, man. Leave the land. You say EFBC building a new headquarters. EFBC is a radio station. They get another own news. So you expect we who said they are okay to be announcing our own news, they should be the one to flag that issue. But that's what you get from a few government, a few old men who have come to the leadership of our country with no experience, as we've been told that he has experience, but he has been moving and satisfied by every experience that old men do not have any experience. This brother told us that he was going to rescue the country. The Ministry of National Security has been long dissolved, and the FBI has been dissolved and emerged with the National Security Agency, which is the NSA. But somebody was in that cabinet meeting before he is the Minister of National Security.
Yeah.
So we do not have any Minister of National Security in our governance system.
Not at all.
With everything. But Mr. Bwaka, he was one of the experience. He paid them our money, and they are taking pay in the name of the Minister of National Security. Minister of National Security. There's not on a check. General Fede come out with the last into our element of that ministry.
Yeah.
During the period of Iran. All right? Minister of National Security and all of that.
And let's go ahead, David.
Joseph Bwaka reconstituted that ministry. I don't know how he did it, but we got the senators who are supposed to be very serious in the country doing the laboratory work. They are sitting there and doing nothing. So now they should call the Minister of State, asking him, why do we have Minister of National Security? And we don't have that kind of posting in our governance system any longer. So the Minister of State should be telling us, who is that person? Who is that person? Because he's taking for money. He has all the staff who have been paid with $100. And you know, the economic system of our country is very bad. We cannot be paying people for position that does not exist.
Okay.
So it is wrong.
Thank you.
Mr. Bwaka has failed our government. He has failed the Liberian people. The only thing that remains now, Mr. Nimland, civil disobedience and Mr. Bwaka of the presidency. Thank you.
Thank you. And those of you watching us, let me see what I can show this. You see, this is the guy who is the Honorable Ministry of National Security, Republic of Liberia. You see, those of you watching, this is the guy. You see, he's next to the political advisor here on this picture. So where is the ministry in Liberia, the Ministry of National Security? Well, we have somebody here representing the national security as minister. But anyway, this too is Liberia. Let's squeeze in a few more calls and then we go home. Let's talk to this person. Okay. Let's squeeze in 2 more calls and then we go home. Let's talk to you. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Aaron Peter. I'm joining from Mumbai.
Let's hear you, Aaron.
Thank you for the topic of discussion. One of the biggest mistakes we Liberians made to vote for a particular several president because of so-called experience with no wisdom. Every sector of the country have been vandalized. Every sector of the country, every institution, even rules and regulations have been vandalized by the so-called rescue agenda. So we just pray to God so that at least because we already know this year is going wasted. But let it not simple with our generation constitution. For our children, we are born our children to use that constitution that will leave behind. So we
Okay.
can't do nothing for Liberia. You don't destroy our constitution like Liberia.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take you, Daniel Saki. Welcome to the show.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Lima.
Good afternoon.
And let me say good afternoon to your family, which you there is you. For the recommendation of Daniel Saki this morning, afternoon, I'm calling for you for Mr. Lima. But if you have a show, people put you into power, people put you and out of the day, start on a foot in your car and say that in a very good video, in that way, you will not take it. You have ever taken the time to put out there, the ego is only my people, and in a very way, you look at it, that's taking two people that take it. So if you want to what to do, until the people of this country can realize that you're the man for this country, there's nothing good will come with all of the women for the message.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we're not taking any more calls, folks. We got to go. Let me just squeeze in this person. This caller been waiting on. Let me squeeze in Man CC and then we go home. All right, let's talk to Man CC. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm all right, Man CC. Let's hear you.
Let me say how to Esther there also. The female. Yeah, our diaspora. Let me say hello to your my people. Your good morning, your good evening. No wonder that black people will learn how we continue to say this. We will learn how we are here that work out black people for the fire thing. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
They say black people for the fire thing, but all of us now they come and bring them that when they be stopping late, they mail important office for all these people that came to the country. And to tell the people that, oh, indeed, what the man said, the people said, that's the fact. You have to go on the ground here, my brother. You said they take you in America, look, that's for the country. You for America will see when they will know to say, yeah, we respect them. And then you do it wrong for our country to bring the kind of man say, oh, what the man said, that the right thing he said it too. You have to go on the ground here with them. I think you're going to say they find something they say. So I came to help the Zabel people. But to tell our school level and tell the people say, oh, what a man said, that's true. Why not go on the ground here? So me that it was therefore with the point that they do some of the stupid thing they started and pull up for each other. You know, so you have all the evidence. All of the weed, all of the sugar. The way men do a very important one. First of all, in this country, the first thing happens they will ask them. You have every evidence on it. Because they everything is proven. When they go to court, they pull it out. No evidence can come. So these people in the country, all the people know anything about it. All of God, people bring it and they expose to you that you do the first day will answer. So let me can enjoy before you stop money and give it to them. But I'm going to bring citizens down, but they can't wait with them. They will not wait. You cannot bring citizens down. Because all these planning to be called for justice. When there's no evidence for that case, also, no run them to in that case.
Okay.
So people in the country, all of the time now, forward, they do what you say. No, we got to get serious. Let me know why you're going to see and the people out there. Try to go for Thank you.
Thank you. And folks, on that note, this is how we go home today. Tomorrow, the platform is for you. What's on your mind? Is what we're going to be looking at, God's willing, tomorrow when we shall return on this radio to bring you another edition of What's on Your Mind. Well, we say a big thank you to all of you for texting in your comments. your calls, and those of you who sat and played the listening role. Want to say thank you ever so much. Y'all know what we can do here every Thursday, right? We allow you to talk. Anything on your mind, why you might talk tomorrow when we come back here, Esther and I. So take care of yourself. Do have a pleasant midweek in the nation's capital, Monrovia.